Hello friends and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are working on our color burst throw. We are going to be going fast and furious, hard and heavy, whatever names you want to call it. But we are going to be putting our last two-piece blocks onto our center block to make our last row. Now this row is going to be the center row of each block, and I'm going to show you how we do it. We are taking the same fabric of our center block and we are aligning the dark fabric to the dark fabric on the square. See, like this is my square. This is my dark fabric. Will be lined up right there with the dark fabric. So we're just going to get on into it. It's Saturday morning sew along. Hope you guys are doing well. Or rather, it's Saturday sew along. It don't have to be in the morning time. Just whenever you guys get to sit down and take a moment to sew. I am going to be pinning my pieces on here just to make sure that it is not moving anywhere, and I will also use the pin as a little extra leverage to get it under that needle. Now I have kitty cats in and out today. I think they're wanting me to let them out, which they lost that opportunity when I let the others out earlier, and they decided not to go. So what I am doing here is just going to be, now my blocks, the edge is just kind of different. I'm going to say different sizes. I'm just going straight. If it veers and curves, I'm not worrying about that. I'm just taking that second piece, moving it out of the way, going to the next one that I have. I'm going to take one and put up here. That way they'll be in the correct order. And I'm just going to continue to layer. You'll see here, this is my dark. I'm taking the dark end and pinning it to that end. This is not about perfection, so if some of this does not line up, I'm really not going to stress over it. I know I should try to make, well, I'm not going to. It's going to meet up where it's supposed to meet up. Or wherever it meets up, that's where I'm going to say it was supposed to meet up. I'm hoping my little blocks do come out pretty even. But if they don't, no sweat. It will be okay. And y'all know that is one of my favorite sayings. It will all be okay. Because it will. Even if everything doesn't line up and everything isn't exactly 1/4 of an inch. As long as it is attached and not coming apart, it will be okay. I think right now the biggest struggle is getting the two pieces the same, because these are not in the order of these. I have to find which to go with this. I thought I had them all in order, guys. Thought I had them in order, but apparently I didn't. My plan for today, though, is to get this center row done of the blocks and then assemble all 3 rows to make the block. And hopefully, once we get all of the blocks done, maybe we can get them put together. That's a big hope, but I have a feeling that we're just going to be able to get the blocks assembled today, the 3 rows assembled into the block, but I don't think we're going to be able to assemble them into a quilt yet. I'm just thinking that maybe that's a little too hefty, but you never know. We may fly through this. It is only 9 blocks. So we may fly through this in no time, get them assembled. But I'm thinking, even though if I get mine done, I will probably be getting a border, some fabric to border it, and just make it a little bigger. And if I do that, I will be getting the border and the backing possibly tomorrow. Well, actually the day you see it, if I do that, if I'm able to get this completed, I will be purchasing the border and backing fabric today. So I hope I'm buying border and backing fabric today. I hope. But you know, I mean, we just try to do what we can. It's not a race, even though I feel like we are crunched for time on this, because most of our sew-alongs, I mean, honestly, at doing just an hour and a half a week, does take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks to do them. Yeah, now I have my other cat in here, the one that likes to be very disturbing. She likes to traumatize my little boy cat that's in here. He's old and he don't like to play, and she tries to get him to play, and it ends up in a fight. Because she's a little teenager and he's an old man. And she's done run him out of here because he don't want her bothering him. Oh my goodness. Y'all, cats are so funny. We can only hope to be a cat one day. All we have to do is eat and sleep. A house cat. Let me say that. A house cat. Eat and sleep and take baths all day. That's all we have to do. That would be fun. No, it wouldn't. My kitty cats get to go outside every morning, and they're out all day while I'm at work. All but one of them, and that's my little girl cat. She is scared of everything, guys. I mean, everything. I've never seen such as this. I mean, she's terrified of everything. Now, I will have to use my design wall that you cannot see. It's over here to the side of me, to lay my blocks out to see how I want to do them. You know, how I want to put them together as a quilt. So I'll do 3 at a time over here just to see, you know, how I want them to look. But y'all won't see me do that. I will do that off camera. My goal is to sew all weekend long. But I also want to get a hold of my sewing room and start moving everything out of it. Because I am expanding. Now, when I just said expanding, I don't mean like expanding my crafts. I'm going to continue to do the same thing as I'm doing now, but I'm going to be, I have an eBay business as well, same name, My Hobby Home. I'm going to be expanding a lot of the things I make into eBay, which I've already tested it with some of the self-binding baby blankets. I only put 2 out there, and both of them was gone in like a week. So I hope to be making more of those baby blankets and putting them out there. And hopefully I'll start being able to put things I make out there. Guys, I'm going to tell y'all, I did bad. I did not trim up these blocks to the size they're supposed to be. But I'm pretty certain that my 2 square pieces that I'm adding on right now are the length they're supposed to be. So we're just going to go with it, you know. Okay, so that is all of our all of our center squares. Now we just have to put the other side on these squares. I'm not pressing or anything until I have all of them done. So right now all I'm doing is just cutting these apart with my little Cathy. Guys, I love this thing. I show this to y'all all the time. It is listed down in the description. I use it as I'll set it up here so you can see what I do. I just use it as my cutter. I don't know what it's called. It's called the Cathy something. It's by Dritz. You can find it down in my description box if you'd like to, just to click it and look at it. It works amazing. So just know that. So now we are going to our other side, just on the other side of the block. You know, you've got this side. Now we're adding to this side. Same thing. You put your dark fabric on the end that's got the dark fabric. And what I'm doing, just pinning and sewing. I pin it on each end, and the in between will work itself out. Well, yeah, it looks like we may actually be able to get our blocks put together for sure, because it looks like we've been going just about 15 minutes, somewhere in that range. So maybe. I'm definitely hoping to at least get my blocks made. Now, my sister and I, we went and ate on Friday, which is today for me, but yesterday for you guys. The date this is releasing is Saturday. I couldn't tell you a date, but it's Saturday, like May the 9th, I think. I'm not real sure. My sister and I, we, of course, went to my quilt shop Friday, and Miss Dee Dee was there, and she was telling us, because my sister and I love to find new little places to go eat, and in our area there's really not very many places for breakfast. And we like to go have breakfast. There's a few little places. Now, I mean, of course, you've got McDonald's and Wendy's, places like that we don't want to eat at. We like to find little authentic places to eat, like a southern breakfast. Well, Miss Dee Dee was telling us of a place over in Crowville, Louisiana. She said they had the biggest biscuits. She was telling me about them, and I was like, those are cat head biscuits. That's what we call those biscuits. They're bigger than your hand. They're called cat head biscuits. And she was telling me, she said, I had to eat it with a fork. So my sister and I, she was telling us that they only serve breakfast and lunch, which is good for us. And it's like Monday through Saturday. So for lunch, because we had already gone and eaten at a place called Delta Biscuit Company. It's a really nice place to eat breakfast. They have wonderful chicken and waffles. My sister loves their Gouda grits, and I love their duck fat hash browns. But neither one of us got that today. We got the Waffle Witch, which is, you know, like if you get a waffle that's round, how it has the 4 pieces on it. Well, a Waffle Witch is just 2 of those pieces. And then it had scrambled eggs with cheese and whatever you got for your meat. Well, I got fried chicken. She did too. She got the same thing I got. It was okay, but you know, she didn't like the chicken because the chicken was different this time than it normally is. Normally it's like a fried chicken tenderloin that they put on there, but this time it was like a smushed patty and the seasoning was not right on it. Okay guys, this one here, I don't know what I did to it, but one of the pieces I think I cut wrong, because I'm afraid it's not going to catch in that 1/4 inch seam, but I've got to make it somehow. Just what I'm doing is doing that part at actually an 1/8, and then I'm going to just go back up to the 1/4. I had to carry my cat outside. Y'all probably saw him climbing up there. When he starts doing that, I have to get him out. But we are chugging along, still doing the dark to the dark. And this is probably going to be our next to last session of the Color Burst throw. I know some people already have theirs done, put together, and they are looking beautiful. I'm so excited to see all of these throws out there. They're so pretty. And I'm so happy that y'all came along with me to sew this. I think this is turning out to be a beautiful project, and it is so easy to make it larger if you want to. This could be a much larger quilt if you wanted it to be. And this is a 9 square throw. And I know I've told what the size of it is before, but I will tell you again. 60.5 inches squared. So it's like a 5-foot squared throw. Now, I don't like my throws to be the same length on all sides, so probably what I will do is add like a thicker border across the top than the sides. So the sides I may do a 3-inch, the top and bottom I may do a 5-inch border, because I like my quilts to have top and bottom and sides. I don't like it to all be the same. But who knows, when I finish it, I may want it to be that way. I may want it all to be the same size. Or who knows, it may not be the same size anyway. It may not be 60.5 inches. And something else that you could do with these blocks is sash them together, possibly, to make a different quilt. But this is just one block repeated multiple times, and I think it's going to be beautiful. So guys, I am about to cut these apart, and then I'm going to press them, and then I'm going to start, because you see I have like all of my pinks together, all of my browns together, all of my greens together. I can't have that. I need to hang them up, see what we're going to do, and then I'll be right back. We are back from pressing all of our center rows for our block. So now what we will do is take the top row and bottom row, and that's what these are right here. we will take these and put these on our blocks. And guys, how you can assemble, because when you chose originally which blocks were going to have the white on the end, or rows, and which rows was going to have your light color or gray on the end. See, I chose the grunge. That told you these blocks can only go in certain places, because the layout of your quilt, those ends make a difference. So what we are going to do is get our whole blocks together, and then we will lay out how we can. And that's what we're going to do. So, of course, nothing is in order again. So I am pulling from my top. I'm going to lay these on out here. This is the one I need. And I am going to lay the other one over here on my pressing station. That's not the one I need. I don't know why I said that's the one I need. That's not the one that's on the top here. This one is. But this is my top row. I'm going to get those out of the way. And we will just start assembling. Now, what we do on these, we're going to start assembling our block now. This is going to be my top row. Your top row, your dark color, is still going to be on the dark side. So right here, I hope you can see this on my table here. I think I have my light cut out. I'm pretty certain I do. You will see my dark color here, my dark color here. That way, when I assemble, they should nest. These aren't nesting. We're just going to pin these together. And actually, if you press them the correct direction, I didn't know which one was going to be top row or bottom row. So I just pressed them all the same way. So what I'm going to do, all these seams that should be nesting, I am going to put a pin in that seam. And that's as good as a nested seam. So what we'll do is, and I'm not even messing with that center seam because it does not have a seam that will nest. It has a kind of crisscross there. And I'm making sure all of that gets under the needle before I pull that pin out. Now I will make sure that this isn't, you know, all off the center one. And make sure everything is still lined up. Stay on that 1/4 of an inch if you can. Try to as best you can. And then here's where we just make sure this is lined up well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go to my next one and we will continue. So my next one is another pink. I think I have 2 pinks that have the white on the edge. So I'm sure there was a reason for that. I bet if I had sewn these to the other side that, well, I would have still pressed them the same direction. Yeah, none of my seams are going to nest because I pressed the top and bottom row the wrong direction. So, oh well. It is what it is. It will all work out. Because all that means is I just have to put a pin in that seam to hold it when I'm sewing it there. Make sure it's all still lined up. Well, guys, it looks like we will have one more Saturday with the color burst throw, because we have just hit an hour. So I know I cannot get the bottom row along with the blocks assembled in the next 30 minutes. So we are going to be coming back next week to assemble our blocks together. Looks like I have this one piece left, and I'm hoping I'm not checking to make sure I'm catching on the back. I'm sure I will have several that I need to work on, but if I have to do that, I'll do that off camera. But it wouldn't surprise me if I did, so just know that. It would not surprise me, because I'm not pinning that center, and I try to make sure I'm lined up, but sometimes I mess up and it don't happen. My main focus is getting the two side ones done, and then I try to make sure that in the center is still lined up. I'm going to try pinning this and see if it makes a difference. So this is the last top row that we will be adding. And what we will do is just trim these off. And then we will add the bottom row to our 9 blocks. Okay, that is it for the top rows. I will be right back and we'll start assembling the bottom rows. We are now trimmed up and we are continuing just adding our rows onto our squares. So these rows that I'm adding now are the bottom row. This is going to be a pretty large block. I think I read it was 18-inch square. Now, if you do not have an 18-inch square ruler, I did get this ruler. It's a 18.5, I believe. There is a link for this particular ruler down in the description. Now, I would not tell you that is necessary, but I have used that ruler so many times, because if you do a fat quarter shop, if you do their sew-along in their monthly box, most of their blocks are like 17.5, somewhere around there. Most of their blocks are around that size. I have used that thing with every block I have made with fat quarter shop. So it is well worth the money you pay for it. I don't like to trust my skill just on the cutting board of laying my fabric down on that. I don't trust myself. I really don't. So I was thinking I've got to have something that will cover the whole fabric. And y'all, making these self-binding baby quilts, I use it on that too, because think about it, your 40 inches. Now, of course, when you fold 40 in half, that's 20. I won't be able to get a 20, but I will be able to lay an 18 on it. And I have a 2-inch ruler I could put on both sides and cut there. So that's how I do the larger sizes, because I just have to have that ruler to guide me. And I know people have sewn and quilted for years without all these amazing rulers, you know. But if I want something to come out even close to what it should be, I need something like that. Okay, we've got the first one done. Now, all of this is still in order because I laid my fabric over here. And I'm just pulling the very next one, pinning it up, and then sewing it up. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go on and finish this and then bring you guys back to see where I am at. I know we will be coming back next week. We'll go on and come back next Saturday also, because I do want to get some borders put on this. So maybe I'll bring you guys along to show y'all how I square up with my borders, because I did see somebody made a comment in the Preppy. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name, but the Preppy got them because it was the, they couldn't get it to square up. With a border, you can make it square up so easy, and I'll show y'all. I did not know this until, who told me about this? I think Ava told me Miss Sheila does a class on how to square up. Or somehow Miss Sheila does it this way, and I think Ava told me about it. And I was like, how did I never think of that? It is so easy. And I'll show you guys. I will show y'all Miss Sheila's brilliance. Now, Miss Sheila, I think, was she's like a math person. I think she was a math teacher, maybe. It wouldn't surprise me. She's so smart. And she's probably listening going, oh, I'm not. Yes, you are. She's smart. She got some smart grandbabies. She got smart children. I will bring y'all back, though, once I have this done. And we will be looking at it. And we will be going over our next Saturday. So, I'll be right back. We are back from pressing all of our squares or our blocks. Guys, look at that. These do look like houses, if you notice that. So I have all 9. I believe it's 9. It felt like it was 90 blocks. But I have all 9 of my blocks pressed out here. So now what I will do is I will hang them on my design wall. And next week, what we will do is we will come together and be putting these together in rows. And then we will be assembling the complete quilt. I will be adding a border to mine to make it a little longer. And a little wider. I mean, we want it a little wider than, 5 feet? But we will be doing that next Saturday. That will be our last day sewing this. And after that, we will be doing the Battenberg quilt from Fat Quarter Shop. That is a paid-for pattern. You can find it on the, it is in the Jolly Bar for threads, the Threads Jolly Bar. Or you can order the quilt. I ordered the kit, the quilt kit. You can order the quilt kit. I ordered the quilt kit for the Battenberg. I may also enlarge that one with borders on it. I think borders just kind of frame things in, make them look nicer. So, thank you for joining me today. We've been at this for about, with the ironing and everything, guys, I just cut my camera off at like an hour and 45 minutes. But we will be coming back next week to finish this quilt out. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you are just now seeing this video, there is I do have a Facebook group down in the description. You will see the link for the Facebook group if you would like to join. Also, there is a link to the pattern for this quilt. It is a free pattern. You can click it, go get that pattern. I do have a series of these. This one started in April. So the first Sunday of April, we started the sew along for the Color Burst Throw. We sew probably about an hour and a half every day. That's what I do every week, is about an hour to an hour and a half. Y'all get about a 30-minute long video because I know most people don't have enough time to sit down and just sew for hours. So I try to keep it down to about 30 minutes for you guys. But yeah, if you would like to join us on doing this, that pattern is down in the description. Items that I use are also down. I have links down in the description as well. I am an Amazon affiliate. I do receive a very small commission if you purchase something through one of my links. It is greatly appreciated. It does help my channel out. And for those that do purchase through the links, you don't have to purchase exactly what you click. You can go find whatever you want. But if you purchase through clicking through link, I do receive a small commission off of that, and it does help my channel grow. And I appreciate each and every one of you. So, guys, give me a thumbs up if you have not yet. Please click that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.